Okay, let's have some fun. Let's balance the U.S. budget. You think it's not possible? Here to help me with it is Paul Ryan, nobody better on this subject. He's former Speaker of the House, former chair of both the House Budget and Ways and Means Committees, and also serves on the board of directors of Fox Corporation. Paul Ryan, welcome. Thank you.
Great to see you, Larry. Thanks for having me.
All right, balancing the budget is a wonderful thing. Now, what we want here is a pro-growth balanced budget, right? You're one of the original growth guys going all the way back to our mentor, Jack Kemp.
That's right.
Who some people still remember Jack Kemp. Okay. I want to read you some numbers from an article by our pal Holman Jenkins, a very smart guy.
Yeah.
There's 75 million people who get some combination of the large entitlements, Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, 75 million. There's 98 million who receive what I would call the smaller entitlements, veterans, college, rental, Obamacare, food stamps, welfare, et cetera, et cetera. These are financed by chronic deficits, he writes. And then he says if the average interest rate on government debt goes up from 1.5 to 5, which I think we're moving towards now, that would balloon the interest bill from $400 billion to $1 trillion. He calls it a crisis of the welfare state. Now, you've been through this when you were Speaker, and you tried to make a number of deals that would put caps and so forth and penalties. What do you make of all this? How can we have a pro-growth balanced budget?
Yeah, this is what I work on at the American Enterprise Institute today, putting together a plan to do this. Everybody forgets pro-growth, not you, but most people forget about the growth side of this. You have to have growing GDP, no two ways about it. So you need pro-growth policies, pro-growth regulatory policy, tax policy, and price sound money on the Fed. That's another conversation. But you got to deal with these entitlements. And that the first entitlements, the big three, we're at the beginning of the boomer retirement. So we haven't even seen the big bulge of the boomers retiring. And so we've got to pass entitlement reform once and for all in this country if we're ever going to get this under control. You can't tax your way out of this problem. Frankly, you can't grow your way out of this problem. Growth helps a lot. But you have to reform these entitlement programs. Right now, they're open-ended defined benefit programs that grow far faster than the ability to pay for them. Medicare is already more than half bond financed. The Medicare HI trust fund goes bankrupt in 2030. Social Security goes bankrupt in 2035. Across-the-board benefit cuts kick in right then and there. Not to mention the fact that I think our reserve currency would probably be put in great peril and jeopardy. So the sooner we can get our handle on this problem, the better off we're going to be.
Your inference there is we cannot default on these.
We can't default on these. And Holman's right. $1 trillion a year in just interest payments.
Right.
When the interest rate, let's just take a second and think what happens if we lose our reserve currency status because we're monetizing debt or we're no longer acting like a reserve currency country should act, and people don't believe the value of our money. That could give us serious interest rate problems. And so if you think we're a polarized country today, wait until the day comes where we can't actually finance our social safety net or the social contract. And we have to cut these benefits in real time for real people who organize their retirements around these benefits. So I always quote my late mother-in-law, a stitch in time saves 9. If you pass right reforms now that phase in over time, you can really dodge this debt bullet, get this debt under control. By the way, in the House, when we had the majority, we passed budgets in the House of Representatives that balanced the budget and paid off the debt.
Well, that's
we did it for 8 years.
Let's just stop and talk about that for a moment. I mean, the cavalry's coming. I think the odds are very substantial that Republicans can take back the House and hopefully the Senate as well. You just briefly talk about your experience in that balanced budget period.
Yeah, so when I first was a chair, it was the Budget Committee. We passed, and subsequent to my chairmanship, Tom Price, Diane Black, we all passed budgets that actually laid out how to balance the budget, how to have a pro-growth budget. Tax reform, entitlement reform, and spending caps can get you to a balanced budget and can fulfill the mission of these programs: health and retirement security, upward mobility, a safety net built toward work. Those things can be done, and we can still have these things that we've come to consensus that we want in America in the 21st century.
Can we extend?
But you got to reform these programs to get there.
Can we extend retirement age?
You have
we're all living longer.
I don't think you have.
I'm
any
living
choice.
proof that we're all living longer. Here we are.
Yeah. So if you just replicate the Social Security longevity tables, it goes up a month every 2 years.
Right.
So if you just do a few kind of tweaks on Social Security in particular, you can fix that fairly easily. I'm a big fan of personal accounts. I think that's the best way to go. But you can do it without having to do that. Medicare premium support really is the only way to go to fix Medicare. Even the Congressional Budget Office more or less shows that.
And on the smaller entitlements, one of the things that's missing, it's been removed, is workfare.
Yeah, exactly.
Work requirements, okay? You're getting able-bodied people are receiving various, quote-unquote, small entitlement benefits and on and on and on, but it's costing a fortune. I mean, 98 million people receive these benefits. That's a very big number.
And if you pay people not to work, guess what happens?
Right.
They don't work.
Nobody works. Productivity goes down.
Yeah, and this is the big battle with the left and the ideologues who are running government right now, who want that kind of a system. So I really believe that you can rework our safety net to focus on upward mobility, helping people who cannot help themselves, and getting people into lives of self-sufficiency by having work requirements. It does work. We're actually proposing a dramatic overhaul of our safety net with a proposal at AEI we're going to release later this fall. To do just this, to have a very good, vibrant safety net that gets people up and on in life and helps them find work, skills, work. It totally works. We've experimented with these ideas for 30 years. We now know what does and doesn't work. We have so much data and an analysis. There have been hundreds of randomized controlled trials from economists on what works and what doesn't work in poverty, and we do know work works.
Yes.
And encouraging work is the way to get people out of poverty.
And work produces more growth. And I want to just stop on that point. Any balanced budget plan has got to have at least 3.5% growth. So look, we went through these numbers a while back. From the end of World War II to the year 2000, real GDP increased at 3.6% per year. For the last 20 years plus, it's dropped down to like 1.8%.
Yeah, and the long-term forecasts look like that, too.
So look, if we, let's say, keep the corporate tax reform that Trump put into place, let's flatten the tax code and simplify the tax code, right? Small businesses pay the top end.
That's right.
That should be a lot easier. And then couple that, Paul, with a move back to deregulation of energy and industry in general. Promote growth. The growth will give you trillions of extra dollars over time for the balanced budget.
100%. And if you get people from welfare to work, you're going to just be adding. One of the reasons those long-term forecasts are lower is because of labor force participation. It predicts lower labor force participation. It predicts a lack of labor. If you can work on getting people from welfare to work, you can address a lot of that problem, and that adds to the top line of economic growth. So if you have comprehensive entitlement reform, keep the tax code where it is and extend these things. We've got expiring provisions you're familiar with. Make those things permanent. There are a few more pro-growth things I think you could do to the code, and then get the Fed on practicing sound money, and I think we're going to have a good century.
You'll have to come back. You have to come back on set, and we'll complete this balanced budget exercise. Paul Ryan, everybody, haven't seen him in a while. It's great stuff.
Good seeing you, Larry.
Appreciate you coming up.